Fallout New Vegas is a pretty easy game, but its DLC Dead Money is pretty difficult, especially on hard and hardcore. How can we dominate it? Now, the way I usually play this game's DLC is Honest Hearts, Old World Blues, Dead Money, and Lonesome Road. But for this challenge, I'm going to do Lonesome Road before Dead Money so I can get the Fist of Rar. Then, I can craft into the Deathclaw Gauntlet when I'm in the DLC. At its basic core, the entire playthrough is just making a melee build character, getting a bunch of survival perks, and then going into the DLC with the Fist of Rar to make the Deathclaw Gauntlet. So buckle up, because this is how to dominate Fallout New Vegas Dead Money. Woke up to an old man who asked for my name. Made a beautiful but fair-skinned creature with a very strong chin. Made strength, endurance, and luck my main special skills. Intelligently and thoughtfully answered Doc Mitchell's questions. Chose unarmed, melee, and survival as my tag skills. It then chose Wild Wasteland and Heavy-Handed as my two traits. Set difficulty to very hard and put hardcore mode on, and then I was off to the wastes. Now I won't detail all of my exploits throughout the Mojave, but I basically did every main quest and DLC besides Dead Money. Got survival, speech, sneak, melee weapons, and medicine all to 100. Got melee perks such as Slayer, Ninja, and Unstoppable Force. If you want a list of all the perks you should get before Dead Money, check the description. They may or may not be down there, as I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to put them down there. I'm going to flash forward to my fight with Farrar. He one-shot me at this difficulty no matter what armor I had on. So with a combination of turbo and rushing waters, I was able to pretty easily kill him. Now Farrar's Talon is a quest item, so it can't be removed from my inventory. Headed over to the abandoned Brotherhood of Steel bunker to begin Dead Money. Now, this is still to be pretty difficult, especially on very hard and hardcore mode. I've played this DLC around 4 to 5 times, and I still died around 12 times during this playthrough. The easiest way to dominate this DLC is to know where to go and what to do. Woke up to an old man saying something about a bomb collar around my neck, and I'm in an abandoned casino. Ignored everything he said and then booked it straight for the police station. The name of the game is to get these 3 characters to the well, that way we could break into the casino and rob it. Now, while going to the police station, you'll run into a ghost harvester. If you took my advice and made a melee build character, the hollow rifle will be practically useless to you. What you should do is near the water fountain with the coins, you will find a knife spear. Pick it up and whack the ever-living crap out of the ghost harvester. Now, it's actually going to get a bit easier to kill these ghost harvesters, because once we get the Deathclaw Gauntlet, it's going to be a lot of damage we're going to be outputting. Once we get into the police station, we have to do a couple things. First of all, turn off all the radios and try to get into the terminal for the contraband room. I have played Fallout 3, New Vegas, and 4 multiple times, and I still do not know how to do this terminal hacking game. Maybe I just have a smooth, koala-like brain, and I can't seem to figure it out. Or maybe there's a tip or trick I don't know about. Please comment down below if there is something I'm missing. After unlocking the terminal, I was able to get an automatic rifle, which is kinda useless for me, a couple of super stim packs, and buff out. After that I headed to the kitchen to get the Sierra Madre helmet, then headed into the barracks to get the Sierra Madre armor. You will then head down to the basement to get the dog command tape. After obtaining it, you will have to play to the super mutant in the cage to talk to a man called God. You will have to convince him into following you. Convincing him will mean having a decently high speech skill level and also choosing the right speech options. After that, we're going to make our way to get Dean Domino. Me and God killed some ghosts and got a bear trap fist, which quickly became useless because minutes later I crafted a Deathclaw Gauntlet. Went back to the well and headed towards Dean Domino. This is what I meant. On the way to Dean, you will find this open door. In it is a workbench. You will only need an unarmed skill of 75 to craft it. It is very good, much better than any weapon in this DLC at a DPS of 147. In many bonuses, it is much better than any weapon you can find here. This DLC just became a whole lot easier with this Deathclaw Gauntlet. Speaking to Dean is pretty easy, though you do gotta watch what you say or else he will become hostile towards the end of the game. At the end of the game, the characters will remember what you said to them and how nice you were. If you were mean, they will make your life a bit more difficult, so I'm going to try to avoid that by being as nice as possible. Next, I have to get Christine. She is in the hospital and it's not very hard to get her to follow you. It's more what you do for her during the gala event that decides whether or not she wants to kill you. Back to the fountain, Father Elijah gave me the scoop and told me the only way to open the casino up is to activate the gala event. I will have to escort the others to locations around the map. Pretty easy except for a few parts. First up is God. I have to get him to the switching station to control the gala event, which will be pretty easy with the Deathclaw Gauntlet. This thing absolutely shreds your enemies with a couple of hits. Now, make sure to get the Dem's Good Eating perk so you can get the Blood Sausage. It's a pretty good healing item and it's readily available. Now once we got him to the switching station, he will ask for us to get him some ghost meat. You also have the option to force him to do it. Remember to choose the option that is the nicest, as going out of the way now will save us some hassle later. Now that we got the meat, we can return to him and go on our way without worrying about him making our life more difficult later. Heading back to the fountain, it is time to escort Dino to where he needs to be. Got him to follow me and then we headed to where his station was. Now, Dino wants me to activate the holograms down below to protect him from the ghosts, which, following the previous logic, I will do. You'll need a science skill of 60 or higher to be able to activate both of the holograms. Then you'll need to be able to convince Dean of their reliability so he doesn't distrust you. Back again to the fountain to get Christine to where she needs to be. You need to get 3 fuses from around the area to open the door. Watch out for the radios.
Maybe you're cold, but you're so warm.
If you want to be on your good side, you'll have to move control to the terminal. You can do that by opening Ennis's locker with the key on the desk, which will give you a code so that you can switch control over to the terminal. It is time for your part. You have to go through a massive amount of enemies where you are going. Not much I can say here except save beforehand and just to run through them. Don't even try to kill them. Do not engage and do not look back. Just keep running. The biggest advantage you can give yourself for this part is to know exactly where you're going. Now, I've played this game multiple times, so I know the full layout of this area. If this is your first time playing, you're probably going to have a bad time trying to navigate through the enemies and the traps, so just try to do your best and run as quickly as possible. Try to memorize what I'm showing you right now so then you'll have an easier time going through all the enemies and you'll know exactly where you're going so you won't get stuck up at any part. Other than that, there's not really much else I can tell you. If you don't feel like watching me run to the tower, skip forward 30 seconds. Now that you made it up here, it's time to start the gala event. There's not much you can really do to mess up as long as you did all the other things correctly, so just go for the speech options. After that's done, we're going to finally head to the casino. First thing you're going to have to do is restore power to the casino. While doing that, you can pick up the reinforced Armadillo armor from the cabinet by waiting until the guard is walking away from you and just keeping to his backside. You will also get the reinforced helmet. After that, it's gambling time. This is where your high luck skill will come into play. You can win up to 15,000 chips to invest in the super stim packs. I was able to get 150 stim packs, which is a lot more than you're going to need for this DLC. In fact, it's probably going to be more than you would need for the entire game. Now it's just going to be easy straight. Super stim packs on hardcore mode practically heal as fast as stim packs would on regular mode. So my advice is to hotkey them and just use them whenever you take a bit of damage. You have 150 of them, you can't really waste them. This part is pretty easy. Just run up to the dog and pass the speech checks until you join the 2 split personalities into 1. Then in order to open the door back up, you're going to have to turn off the 4 gas valves that are leaking in the kitchen. Between where Dog is and Dean Domino, you will run into a few enemies, though they're not very difficult at all, especially with the Deathclaw Gauntlet and the 150 Super Stim packs you have. This part is pretty easy too. You just have to run to the middle of the room where the music sheet is, and then press Y on it. Then Dean Domino will come out to talk to you. The hardest part with this is the damned radios, but as long as you keep your wits about you, you should be able to sling through the areas with radio interference and get the holotape to replace the guards. No real technique with this one, just run across the room and get to the staircase. Then insert the holotape into the projector to get rid of the guards. Nothing much else to do now except go through the speech options. Now with Christine, as long as you were nice to her, it's going to be the same thing as the others. Pretty easy and straightforward. Go back down to the lobby and get what she's supposed to say into the microphone to open the vault. If your science skill is high enough, you'll be able to make some stim packs with the chemistry lab on the table before this part. This part is pretty tricky. Save often, find the blind spots with the radios, and evade the guards. If you're smart, you will be fine. If you've played this DLC before, you know that there are 37 golden bars, each weighing 30 pounds. It's nearly impossible to get them all, unless you know how to sneak past Elijah. For a more in-depth guide, check the description for a video that I will link. Now it's time to deal with Father Elijah. He does not want to come down to the vault. He'd rather kill you than come down. You're going to have to convince him to come down with a skill check. You can get him down with multiple skills, so don't worry about it too much. Once you have him down there, you can deal with him multiple ways. You can either A, kill him, or B, sneak around him. Sneaking around him is the main way you get all the golden bars, and it is also the way that locks him in the vault forever. Back in the Mojave, you can tune into a radio broadcast to hear Father Elijah frantically try to get you back to free him. Now all you gotta do is walk to that elevator door and you're off and free to go wherever you please. And that is how to dominate Sierra Madre. Sort of. I died a lot during this playthrough, mainly because of my dumb mistakes like getting my head blown off. The main reason why I did so well was because I know where to go. But please, enjoy this short compilation of my failures after the credits. Thank you guys for watching. No, seriously, I poured my heart and soul into this project and there's a lot of shortcomings I wish I could overcome. First of all, I'm a prepubescent boy and my voice doesn't exactly sound the best on the microphone. Second of all, the video quality is pretty poor and I wish I could have kinda got audio on it, but there's only so much I could have done. Also, my editing style is practically a much crappier version of the Midget Squad, so there's that. But really guys, thank you for watching and have a great day.